Welcome back to another episode of Enkindled Voices. My name is Maria.
My name is Carmen.
And we are your host of the day. So today we have not one, but two very special guests who are joining us here for this episode. Welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Do you want to introduce a little bit and say something about yourselves?
Thank you, Lupita, for having us. My name is Jorge. Um, we, we were invited here uh, for this podcast. It was an honor to be invited. Um, and yeah, we're just happy to be here and yeah.
Hi, I'm Chava. Well, my real name's Salvador, but everyone calls me Chava or Sal, whichever one people choose. But yeah, thank you for having us here. It's a very special honor.
Thank you for being here. They're a little shy, but they're also our youngest podcasters to join us. Our youngest, I think Carmen and I always say that they should have a podcast on their own because these boys, they have some great conversations and they are very knowledgeable in their faith. There's somebody who, and I truly mean this, that I admire you guys in the way that you guys live out your faith. Like whenever I see you guys serving together, it's just something that I'm like, I feel so proud. I feel like a proud auntie, but just the reverence that you guys hold towards the Eucharist and to the church is awesome. And I do see more guys joining as altar servers. So I think that's like a beautiful example that you guys have set there in the church. So just know that the Lord sees your work. And yeah, I just admire your faith and the way that you guys retain things, which I do not have that. Carmen and I are very girly pop conversation podcast. And I think Chava and Jorge are very like St. Aquinas, the Quines of a Pint of Aquinas style podcast where it's more theological and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, so welcome, guys, and thank you for being here. And yeah, today we're just gonna have some random conversations to talk about everything, life, faith related that goes on in your guys' lives with altar serving, with being in special masses, with serving with not just the priests at our church, but with the bishop.
The bishop. What was that like?
Yeah,
because I've seen Jorge serve with the bishop before. I think. Oh yes, I think he served at the last time that I attended for the OCIA. They were doing their confirmations, but this is the first time that I see Chava serving. So what was that like? To serve. How did you guys even get asked? Did you guys get asked ahead of time?
How does that happen?
Oh yeah. Tell us. What's the inside scoop? What does the back of the cathedral look like?
Yeah.
Well, my padrino, his dad, Deacon Jorge, he asked me, he's like, if I wanted to, because they asked him saying who wanted to serve, if he could get altar servers. So he asked me, and I was like, sure, because I served with the bishop one time before, but I never served with him in the actual cathedral. It was when he came to our church to celebrate our anniversary as a church.
Uh-huh.
So it was very fun that time. But when I served at the cathedral, it was like 10 times more beautiful, I guess you could say, because the cathedral's big and all that, and the cross for me, I kind of like it because
Is it heavy?
Here and there, it's not really heavy, but it is heavier than the one we have at Holy Rosary because ours is like wood, but theirs is like metal. And theirs is like actually like beautiful, beautiful. I'm not saying ours isn't also,
Yeah.
but that one's just like I'm like
More
when you
details.
more details, and then when you're walking with it, you're like, wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
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 Wow. What was it like for you, Jorge?
Well, yeah, it was pretty much the same. Well, the deacon, the bishop has his he has like a deacon that's at his like at the cathedral. Like every parish like would normally have a deacon if possible. So they also have one at the cathedral, and well, yeah, I would go sometimes with the confirmations and stuff and help out, and then like, and I don't know, I guess they were running short on like servers, so pretty much the deacon there, he asked my dad, hey, we need some altar servers. You think you can help us get some? He said, yeah, sure. I'll ask my son and yeah, my godson too, and then some other people, and then yeah, and yeah, my friends sister Aaliyah.
Also joined. Yeah, yeah, because I recognized her too. So then I was like,
Yeah.
dang.
It was actually funny because we were running low on altar servers still because, like you saw, it was only uh the older guy and then the three of us. So we kind of shared the responsibilities a bit more
Yeah.
because we were very low on altar servers. And I was like, "Whoa, so what are we gonna do,
I was
guys?"
like, what happened there? Because they
Yeah.
knew that we were coming. So I don't know why they didn't. Well, I guess it was also on Memorial Day weekend. So then
people were out.
yeah, people were out.
And is it different serving like at your home parish than at the cathedral? How is it
Yeah,
A
different?
lot.
Very different. Yeah.
Because at ours, we know where everything's at. We know where everything's located. But then you're at a different church and you're like, so where's this at? You're just there like a little kid, not knowing anyone. Like,
Did you guys get to explore a little bit before, like to at least know where placements of things were?
I mean, for me, I served before, but like it's just a complete different layout. So like they have like their own. They have like it's very different than Holy Rosary. Back there in the behind like the wood, they have like the sacristy for the priests and the deacons, and the altar servers over there. They have their thing too. They also have like for incense, they have their own room and everything. But it's the difference is like the bishop isn't back there because the bishop has his own private sacristy since he wears different vestments than the priest. So I mean, yeah, it's a different layout. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely always an honor to serve there at the cathedral with the bishops.
Dang, I wish that's where like you say that there's like a whole different place that they get that the bishop gets dressed at. I wish that there was like a tour of like what does the cathedral look like behind the scenes, like because I know what our sacristy looks like at our church and then where you guys get dressed too. So like at this cathedral was the room like even bigger? Was there a lot more like vestments and stuff? Vestibules? Yeah.
It, I mean, it's a little bit longer. Yeah, yeah. It's a yeah. It's just like it's bigger, just a little bit bigger. But the bishop one, it's very like I don't think a lot of people are allowed to go in there. It's very
Yeah.
like yeah.
Have you been in there?
No, I haven't been in there. I don't. Yeah, no.
You walked by it.
I walked by. Yeah, that's where the bishop like he waits for us there, and then we process, and he waits for us. That behind there, he's got his room, his sacristy there.
Cool.
Did you guys get to ask the bishop like interact with him like after? No, at the end I saw that he just gave you guys like a thanks, and then you guys continued with your procession, and then he went back for pictures. But like, did he thank you guys? Did he give you a blessing?
Does he talk?
no, because we went straight to cleaning up. We try to help as much as we could.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
like, so what do we do to help clean up?
What's it? I guess kind of like rewinding a little bit. What's it like being a altar server? Because I don't think did they share their age? You guys are 16, 17?
I'm 17.
I'm 16, so
And how did you guys start with altar service?
Yes. How long have you guys been altar servers for?
And why did you start?
wait up. We were 6 or 7 years old, huh?
Probably 7 or 8 because it's when you guys did
No,
your first
4 or 8.
communion. Uh-huh.
Well, I started practicing with them before
Oh,
I did my
yes, you
first
did.
communion. But the thing is, personally, a lot of people tell me, "Oh, it's so beautiful seeing you up there," but like, I'm like, yeah, you guys just don't know the backstory of how I got there.
Well, how did you get there, Chava?
Well,
Share.
because
Gotta know.
so, like you said, I started practicing them with them before I did my first communion, because that's what mostly everyone would do, get prepared. So by the time you could probably serve. But me, when I was a little kid, I think I was a little
Oh, yeah, he was a
chama
little
chamaquito, like they said in Moco. So I was like, oh.
He had a big mouth.
But they were like, it was crazy because I didn't really start serving until a few months after, even after my first communion or something like that. Because I didn't really pay attention in practices. I was a little kid running around all the time, not really respecting. So actually, he actually got to serve before I did. I think he served. Yeah, you served before me.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not serve.
You served before me.
I did not serve before you. No,
You did?
No.
You did, because Nancy put you first, not me, because she said until you start behaving, you will be put in there. And I was like, okay. So it was really a very disciplinary journey, because that's really where I got my discipline from. Because I was running back and forth, never really listening. So for me, it really taught me discipline, patience, knowledge about the church stuff and all that. So it really helped me a lot grow up. So
It's awesome. How about you?
Oh, well, for me, it was he started actually earlier than me. Actually,
yeah,
he did start earlier than me.
but I didn't serve.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, for me,
Well, there is a difference because it's like
yeah.
you could practice and then it's like you don't get to serve until you're like officially like ready and stuff. So yeah.
For me, it's kind of a funny story
Why?
because I mean, he got to like learn everything. I just didn't want to serve, period. And then like my mom would always tell me, "Hey, mira, ahí están los monaguillos." I'm like, "No, no, 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 que." And then like it would just happen like over months, and she'd always tell me, "Hey, look, the altar server's over there." I'm like, "Oh no, I don't want to go." But then one time I was like, "Ah, why not? I'll just go." So then I went. Then I started like learning everything and all that. But he was obviously there before me. And actually, the first time I served, it was a Spanish mass. No, the quinceañera. Yeah, I remember it. And normally, when you're helping Father, prepare the altar, you'd give him normally the chalice first and everything. And since I wasn't really prepared, so I just grabbed the whole tray and I just left it on the altar. I was like, "Here you go, Father." It was like, "Oh," and then yeah,
It was like okay.
yeah. So I mean, yeah,
So you both have been altar servers for like 10 years now. Basically close to 10 years.
Basically,
Oh wow, wow.
yeah.
I remember I was an altar server. This is gonna be titled Untold Stories of Altar Servers. No, I was an altar server. I also did it. I think I started at around 8. I didn't do it for that long. I think I finished closer to when I was in high school, maybe when I was 14, 15. And then it's just like what was hard for me was like it was really hot up there. It gets really hot during the summer times. And I was like, I'm done with this. And then I think at the time we had a switch of coordinators too. So then I was like, no, this coordinator is playing favoritism and things like that. So then it wasn't my time anymore. I think that's like where discernment starts kicking in, and you could continue to serve, but then you also have to know how to discern when it's your time to step aside, you know? But yeah, I liked being an altar server, but by no means were we as good as how Carla has you guys in shape now. So I think she's doing a fabulous job at training you guys, and I'm sure you guys are now playing a role too in training the newer generation. Yeah, but do you guys feel like being altar servers, like, do you feel like that brings on more pressure to act a certain way in the church? Like, because you feel like all eyes are on you, and especially because these guys are tall. So it's like truly when you guys see them like serving and then looking their Sunday's best, like, then you're like, there's no way to not notice the guys. So do you feel like because of that, even at school, do you feel like people hold you to a different standard?
I mean, kind of like it's a yes and no. Like yes, because I'm in the church now. I'm serving. Everyone sees me all the time. I do one thing. They're like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell the padre, dude. I'm gonna tell the padre." I'm like, "Get out!" And they're like, "I'm gonna go back to mass for that." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, go back to mass for Jesus, not me." What do you call it, Alfred? But what do you call it? Uh, Yeah, so it's a yes and no. Like, yeah, they see you up there now. They're like, hey, this, that. But then I just tell them no because I'm like, you're still the same. Like, you're someone who's working. Being, you're just being better. Because me personally, I wouldn't say that you changed because then people see you now. I feel like it's something that helps you change, not because they see you, but because you want to, you know? So that's what I think about it. I'm like, I try to change because I want to, not because people are gonna see me at church now. You know.
Nice.
I mean, for me too, like also like yes and no. Serving is always like, it's a great privilege, and I really enjoy it, and it's something I carry with me, and I guess kind of like part of my personality in a way. So I mean, when I take it like to like school or whatever, I mean, I guess, I mean, I'm the same like, I mean, I'm the same where he thought. I mean, like, that likes volleyball and basketball, but like, I mean, I obviously just like, just always having that service within me, and I mean, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. And something that we didn't mention is that both Chava and Jorge are also part of confirmation. So they also see, like, get to work a lot with, like, the youth. And that's why I kind of asked, like, the school question, because I know that our other junior core also says that at school people, like, stop her to, like, ask questions and things like that. So, yeah. Um, Being guys, do you guys think that it's like important to see other like male figures or like people serving in the church? Like, did that ever like affect you guys, or do you think it would encourage others to see it, like other guys? Because it's hard. Like, I think now we have a good balance, even looking at confirmation of male teachers. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think that that affects it? Like looking at like your friends' perspectives, like do you think that that would help others to come to mass more? I mean, the studies show yes, but what's your guys' POV?
Because usually some of the times, it's perceived that obviously we have priests, but then who goes to mass often? Sometimes a lot of the times you see moms with their children, right? Or like, yeah, a lot of ladies and especially stuff like that. Um, how do you guys think it helps or benefits, or what's your guys' view on like, should we have more male figures like serving, like as you guys are altar servers, but should we also have more men being EMs or even readers, or like serving at mass, and like what is your guys' point of view on that?
I think, yeah, I feel like it'd be good to have like more males, like out there serving. I feel like, yeah, I mean, you're right. There's a lot of like moms taking their kids to church and stuff, and that's great. That's a
Mm-hmm.
great like thing from like a mother to do that, to nurture their children spiritually and physically. But I mean, as for males, they should also do the same. Like I mean, when you really think about, the males are the head of the household, and if he's not doing what he should be, nurturing himself spiritually and not nurturing his family spiritually, then the whole household will fall. So I mean, it's very important for males to also be integrated into the church, to be doing their service. Like, I know some great models at our parish that do exactly that. They're part of like ministries and everything, and they're great examples for their children. So I mean, yeah.
Did you guys have a specific role model male like before going into altar, or even right now to keep on serving, or you guys are your own you guys are your own role models? I don't know, do you guys have a role model?
I do. Um, his dad, my padrino, Deacon Jorge, because like that's why I chose him as my padrino for confirmation, because he is someone I strive to be, because like he is both very close to God and he has a family. So like I see him as a true household leader, like a true what a dad is supposed to be. Someone who is both spiritually and like all that ready, blah blah blah. I don't know how you say it, cause like me as a guy, and then I also know guys usually tend to not express themselves as much. So that's why, as you said in the first question, when do you think it's more important for there to be more male role models in the church? I believe so, that yes, because just like, I do folklorico, just like guys think they don't want, just like guy thinks it's a girl thing because they see more girls and all that. And they're like, yeah, I don't want to do it. It's like girl dancing, but it's also guys. It's the same as you could put that stuff into the church. So like they see more moms and like ladies out there, and they're like, well, it's a bunch of women. Why would I want to do that? It's like they thinking it's an attack on their manlyhood, I guess you could say. They're like, I don't want to do that because people are going to think blah, this, that. Like, oh, you're with a bunch of girls. It's like it makes them less of a guy or something like that. Like, they don't really express themselves that much. So, like, when they see more men playing a role in this particular or this, they're like, oh, I want to do that because I guess it shows more manlyhood in it, I guess. But of course, guys are really they're complicated in secret. They're like,
I don't
nah.
think it's a secret. I think it's a well-known thing.
Yeah, they're
They're
pretty
much
complicated.
more complicated than women are.
Yeah, they just don't like to show it. We like to keep everything in, you know?
Is there, I mean, kind of thinking like, after all of these years, do you still find that same joy and love for being an altar server? Or have there been times where you're like, I'm done with it. I want to call it quits? Like, what motivates you to keep staying there in the ministry?
I mean, as for me personally, I mean, I haven't that thought hasn't really like crossed my mind really, but I mean, sometimes obviously there's like hardships, like maybe you want to like just stop, like not. And I mean, there's temptations for everything. I mean, like the saint of the day, like I mean, temptations, and that's always going to be present. The thing is, like, what leads one to holiness is not to be free of temptations, but to master them and know how to get around them and, I mean, be victorious over the temptation. So, I mean, it's just like for me, when serving, I mean, yes, you get temptations, yes, you get distracted, but I mean, you just remember to focus on, like, who are you there for? What are you doing? And where are you trying to go?
Yeah. No. Beautifully said. And sorry, I completely now remember. I was like backtracking to what Chava was saying. Like it's true. It's like guys tend to bottle things in more, and it's like, but Jorge, how does that make you feel? Like knowing that, like about your dad? Because did he share? Did you share that your dad is a deacon? Like, how do you feel about that? Does that like give you like an extra sense of like of pressure? Is it something that makes you feel like proud?
Well, not really like pressure, but I'm definitely proud of my dad for, I mean, everything that he's done. I mean, since I've been like a kid, he's always like, I mean, he's told me his story of like, I mean, this is kind of like I'm off topic, but I mean, it's just like when my dad was, I mean, he was in the youth group, and he wanted to, he was always thinking about becoming a priest in the future, and he was like, oh well, yeah, I want to become a priest, but like over time, I mean, he ended up having some girlfriends and stuff, but he knew that, okay, well, maybe priesthood isn't like my call, but like I want to at least serve God in a way. I mean, if God isn't with you, then I mean, well, your life isn't. I mean, it's like for your life, I mean, so I mean, he wanted to find a way to put God into his life as well. So he would ask his girlfriend, "Hey, what do you think if I ended up becoming a permanent deacon?" And then she'd be like, "Oh no, no, that'd be weird." I'd be like, "Well, I'm with a priest. No, that's weird." And then, so then, I mean, over time, he'd have more girlfriends, and he would ask them the same thing, and they would, "Oh no, that's weird. It's a priest. No, it's the same thing." So then, and then like at the end, when he ended up asking my mom, "Yes, what would you think if I became a permanent deacon in the future?" And she was like, "Oh, it'd be a dream for me to see you. I mean, as a deacon in the altar." So then he knew that was the one for him, and then they ended up getting married. And then my dad, I mean, he he didn't give up on being a deacon, and he joined the diaconate uh, for permanent diaconate. And then I mean, it's long being a deacon. It takes like 5 years, I think, and it's like a lot of like you start studying, but then you get to like certain checkpoints where there's like, oh, okay, now this checkpoint, we're gonna see who's gonna keep going and who's gonna stop. And there's some people that would like drop out of the diaconate to be like, oh, like, oh, I have work and then I'm too busy. I mean, it's not gonna work out for me. So then they would drop out or whatever. But I mean, my dad, he did have work and everything, but I mean, he kept on persevering. And then until he finally, through all those checkpoints and all those years, and me and my sister would always go to those meetings and everything. And he finally got ordained. So I'm definitely proud of my dad. Definitely a role model for me. So yeah.
Definitely. I think that there's this one girl on social media who occasionally pops up on my feed, and she talks about that, about the journey of her dad becoming like a deacon and what their life is like. Because oftentimes, like, they're like how they think they confuse them with like being a priest of a different religion. So they're like, wait, how can a priest have a family or a daughter? And so
Yeah.
then she's like, no, he's a deacon. Deacons are allowed to be married, but you have to be married first before you become a deacon. Because if you become a permanent deacon, then you can't get married after and stuff like that. So there are also deacons who don't never have had a spouse, but they just don't become a priest for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, actually, that's what I like about the Catholic Church. That there's a lot of things that people don't know. Like for like the deacon, sometimes they confuse him when we're coming out of church. They're like, Padre, Padre, and then he has to go like,
Yeah.
No, yo soy diácono. And
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because I'm like, yeah, guys, it's deacon. Remember, there's not just priests, but at the same time, when people think of priests, are like, oh, they can't get married. But I'm like, well, actually, remember, that's just the Latin rite. There's many rites in the Catholic Church, like the
Yeah.
Maronites, Byzantines, right? Those are the ones.
Yeah.
Their priests,
Definitely.
it's the
The
same thing.
Orthodox too, no?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Orthodox, but they don't have like a specific rite unless you want to become a bishop. You're not married, right?
Yeah. So that kind
They,
of how it is.
yeah, you don't get married. But in the Catholic Church, there's many rites. The Catholic Church is a culmination of 23 different churches, split up into like
Yeah.
5 rites, and it's beautiful because they're all in communion, like what was said in the Bible, blah, 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 us as a community, as one body of Christ. And that's what people think. I'm like, when I tell them that priests could get married, they're like, no. And I'm like, yes. Like, just look at this, right? Of course, it's like the deacons. They have to get married, have children before, and then they could become a priest, but they can't become a bishop as well. That's the only thing. And they're like, really? And I was like, yes. And I'm like, now see, there's a lot of things we don't know. You and I, we don't know a lot of things, and that's the beauty that we could keep learning.
I for sure did not know those numbers, but I do think that it's like pretty cool because it's like I think that's like the beauty of it. Like how we are just, as it says, like one holy Catholic, like universal church. It's like wherever we go, it's like as long as there's the Catholic Church there, then you know ultimately we all celebrate the same thing. It's just like those little minor differences as to how things are. But for the most part, I think like the Roman Catholic Church, then that's like the one that are we all Roman? No. Yeah.
The Roman Catholic Church, but we're
But
the
then just
Latin
like
rite.
We're the Latin
right.
rite,
There
yeah.
you go.
Latin.
See, this is why this is the one episode with the guys because I remember like many years ago there was like some one of them was like splitting off and then there was like different little things like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like yeah it's a whole thing.
The Great Schism.
The Great Schism, yeah.
Well, there's 2 big breakoffs.
But the original was in 1054, right? That was
1054.
1054, yeah. That was the big Great Schism. It's a whole thing. It's like
Can I ask you guys how did you guys find out about this? Do you guys just like to like learn or like do you guys just Google search these things? Like how did you even learn those details?
books.
Both books, Google. But I always tell people if you're gonna like study, don't just search up Google and go onto the AI websites, Wikipedia. Go to something that is an actual Catholic website because then you know that that's trustworthy. Just like teachers tell you, don't use Wikipedia. I tell you the same thing. Don't use Wikipedia. Don't just go off by what the AI says. Like sometimes, yes, most of the time it's good, I guess, but there's times that you got to be careful because one small difference is what changes the whole person's view of one thing.
Yeah, because anyone could edit Wikipedia.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. And we will also have to like remember like yeah, AI is like super smart and everything, but you have to remember like who made AI? Humans did. So I mean we're not perfect too, so like it can also have some errors as well. So
I feel like you guys have already read at this point, like the new encyclical that Pope Leo. Have you? Did you guys read it? Did you guys read it?
I haven't read it, but I know I have like a few things, bunch of about the AI and all that. And I think it's actually pretty good because I'm like, I think it's what he said one time. It was in his homily, and I think it's also in the thing he wrote. He's where he was telling priests to stop using AI to write their homilies because it takes the humanity out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's good to bring out facts, but facts alone isn't what us humans are like really made for, I guess. Because like, yes, facts are what we see and all that, blah blah. But there's a sense of humanity that needs to go with it and a sense of connection, which was Pope Leo, what he was talking about, that there needs to be some type of connection, because I could be here spitting a bunch of facts at you guys, anyone, but in the end, if someone doesn't really feel a connection, they're going like, oh, well, it's just a bunch of facts. They won't really
Pay attention
pay
to it.
attention like that.
That's true because that's where I think that there's like the differences between like the learning styles. Like I am not like I sometimes like don't read the things like a lot of the things about the encyclicals like I'm like, oh my gosh, this is too many facts, and then like just like swipe because that's not what I process. Like I am more of like the emotional aspect, but then that's also where I think it's just like I have been blessed to have that faith where it's like I don't need the facts for it. It's just like my experiences, my love for the Eucharist like will suffice. Like if like someone can tell me something, then I'll be like, we're human at the end of the day. Priests are humans. It's like I am not following the church because of said priest. I am following it because of who created it, who's in the Eucharist, and the end goal. But we definitely there's the people who need the facts, and it's cool to know the facts because then those people would like you guys teach us and stuff like that. So that's just like a little cherry on the top for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, like, he's talked to me about a lot of things because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a lot of things, but I go to him most sometimes. I'm like,
I don't know a lot of
Jorge,
things either. It's just the
but
books, the
I
books, the
go with
book.
him
It's the
because
books.
like you guys are talking about the facts and all that. There's also people who, even with the facts, they don't want to believe. They're like, well, it doesn't make sense. And then I tell people, well, pure facts isn't everything. They're like, how do you believe? How are you Catholic or how are you this? How do you believe in this and this if it doesn't make sense? Like there was a time my freshman year, there was these group of Muslim boys, and they come up to me and they're like, "How exactly did he die?" Blah blah blah. And they were like, "He's actually still alive because in the Muslim religion, Jesus never died. He's a prophet. Allah never allowed him to die. He was actually taken up into heaven, and all that." And I told them, "Well, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's that I believe in it. It doesn't make sense because." He told me a story in Saint Augustine where he was trying to like the Trinity, which is one of the most complicated things. He told me a story. It was Saint Augustine, right? Where he was walking on a beach trying to find a way to explain the Trinity, and that's when there was a boy on the beach who dug a hole and was grabbing water from the ocean and pouring it in the hole. And he asked the boy, "What is he trying to do?" And he said, "What did he say again?"
He said that he's trying to put the whole ocean into
Yeah.
that hole.
And then St.
So
Augustine was like, it's impossible to fit all that water in the hole. And the boy said, well, it's the same thing as trying to, what was it, comprehend the Trinity in
yeah,
one's mind.
definitely.
So I'm
Yeah,
like, when I tell them, it's like it's not supposed to make sense because if it made sense, there would be no reason for faith.
definitely.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that it's like you don't have. That is what faith is ultimately believing in what you can't see, what is not visible to the eye.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of the times, like right now, a lot of people, they just want to know the facts or know, like, it needs to make sense. Like, they're always like, no, A plus B needs to be this. It can't just be like, oh. So I think it's beautiful that you guys are able to share your faith with so many people, even those, like, let's say people from school, if they might see you serving, like, I think it's like all those things, those little things add up, and for others to even spark that curiosity of like maybe one day themselves serving or maybe getting closer to God, because I know a lot of the times, like, some people just go to mass just because
Because
they're,
it's in their routine,
yeah,
their culture.
or they're forced or whatever. And then I think once you see someone like serving, especially like you guys, like and serving for this long and still being so young, I think it's a lot of it brings that more, I feel like, well, faith to others, like, oh wow, like they're also doing it, they're also here and doing all your other extracurricular activities, sports, all of those things. So you guys are, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like lots of faith. Yeah.
Yeah, because at school, what happened? Well, for me, it was like when I started off at school, it's a lot of people like trying to convince me because they would see my cross, and that's what would have them start talking to me. Like, for example, the Muslim group, they would come up to me because they saw my crucifix. And then who else was it? Some of my friends who are Protestant, and actually I have this one friend who's Protestant, or multiple, and I would talk to them, and they would start going to mass, and I'm like, yes. But then also I tell a lot of people who are Catholic, if you hear something that you don't know the answer to, and I kind of would like to tell this to everyone, don't just automatically believe it and then leave your faith, because that's what a lot of people do. Like you said, some people go to mass because of a routine, and a routine could be changed by one opinion. And I tell a lot of people, don't just leave. Go ask for guidance, for help. Because me personally, that's what happened to me. Because there were some things I didn't know, so I would ask someone, and they would explain it to me, and I'd be like, okay, that's good, that's it. So I just be like, don't leave because of one thing they said. You gotta make sure to study and learn what they said, and go like, you know what? No, that's wrong because this is what it is. Like most, Protestants, most of them believe, oh, Catholics worship Mary, this, that, and it's a loop that never ends.
Yeah. I think it's like that. It's like fact checking, like because it's like if you're taking on that information from somebody who it's like always be careful who you're asking, because if you're asking the person who never goes to mass, who like doesn't read the Bible, who doesn't know things, then and then you just accept their answer for what they said, and then you run with it, and then you leave, then it's like, well, did you really do your due diligence to actually ask somebody like your priest or somebody who is more knowledgeable? Then it's like you're not gonna learn how to create like a science experiment or something from like you could follow the rules like on Google, but it could still go off as opposed to like a scientist who's like creating the thing. Bad example, but it's just like that. It's just like being careful who's telling you that. Are you listening to the tia who never goes to mass, who's always criticizing and is saying that God gets mad at you, or are you actually listening to the priest and stuff like that? So then it's like it's always that. But it comes down to the individual, like if they really want to put their time and effort to learn from it, because it's like as like that's where it's also could be like dangerous if you just follow your faith like I kind of blindly do at times, where it's just like by emotions, because emotions can change. And if at times people like whoever is serving at the church, we're all human, and as we all see like who have been serving, like if you go to a server meeting, like people get messy, there's gossip, there's everything behind the scenes. So it's also where like you just can't go blindly by your emotions, by what you're feeling, because if one day you get mad, then you're just gonna walk away because of the other experiences. We're all human at the end of the day, but it's just like remembering that who we're doing it for and who's the backbone of it all. Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, that's very true. I mean, it's we just have to remember the church is holy not because of who's in there, but because of who founded it, which is Jesus Christ. And I mean, like me, they're kind of off track, but as well. Well, I think you mentioned it before actually, that I mean, me personally, my mission. I mean, I'm the junior core. I help out the actual teacher, but I mean, uh, personally, like my goal is to like those people that are at church that oh they're just there and they don't understand anything and they just go through emotions. Oh, my mom always comes, I'm gonna just go too and just whatever. My goal is just to like to get those people to fall in love with the Eucharist, to fall in love with God, so they can not just go because their parents go, but go because their souls wants to go. They want to go. They want to be spiritually fed with the Eucharist, and that I mean that's my goal. I want them because I mean those people that oh they just go just cause, and then one day like he's saying like I don't know some Muslim person just comes up and they're like oh you know what that's wrong this that, and they'll go away
Yeah.
and they'll just leave the church. Same thing with Protestants. Oh, you're wrong. Mary, you don't worship her. You're wrong. And it's, oh, well. And what if they don't even know what they're doing? And they're like, oh, yeah, maybe he's right. Then that's how people leave the church. And I mean, for me, my goal is like all those people that I'm there with confirmation. My goal is for that to never happen to them. That I hope, I pray, and I hope that that never happens to them. And that's just my goal for them.
That's awesome. It's a beautiful goal to have and that we should all strive for. And if you guys don't know, a junior core is just one in our confirmation program. It's those who have been recently confirmed and are in the process of becoming like teachers or cores, and they're called junior cores because a lot of the times they are under the 18 and they're still learning. But these two guys are amazing, and I think if they were 18, they would definitely have their own classes. Yes. So, yes. And to kind of wrap it up, what is one thing about the Catholic faith that you wish as individuals that others would know? Like it doesn't have to be big or anything. It's just like what's one fact or one thing that you'd love to tell others?
I think the love of God. I think that's something I just wish everyone would know about, because there's just people out there that are like, oh, no one loves me, no one cares about me, no one this. I mean, sure, your parents, whoever you know, whoever, they could not love you, but there's one person that's never going to stop, and that's God. And it's in the nature of God, since he's love. I mean, he can't not love someone. It's like it's in his nature that he has to love someone, and he's just never going to stop. And I mean, I always think like you can go like to the end of the like to the ends of the earth, run away from everyone, from God and whoever. You're never going to escape God. He's always going to be with you. I mean, there's no getting rid of him. So that's just something I wish everyone would know.
That's good. Yeah, and that's so true. It's just like as they say, like he leaves the 99. Yeah, it turned off. Mm-hmm. Oh shoot! For who? How long?
I don't know. Ooh.
No, but
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Chava, what would you say is your one thing?
One thing I want people to know about the Catholic Church: we're not perfect, and we don't claim to be.
Yep. Because you say with the little finger.
That's what I really want people to know. That most people think the Catholic Church is, oh, but no, we're not perfect. Like we know we're not perfect, and yes, there's some people who believe we're perfect, and then they start telling people that, and they believe. But I'm just saying, we're not perfect, and we know that.
And I wish that people would stop holding us like, well, not accountable, but like holding things that happened many, many, many years ago, like on our backs. It's like, yeah, man, like Christopher Columbus, because he was Catholic, wasn't he? Yeah. It's like, man, he was bad, but it's like there's other bad people too. But it's like obviously there's at times, because it's like, oh, man, it's like as you said, like we're not perfect, and like there was a times where like bishops or priests were taking like money in order, like people were becoming priests for like all of the wrong reasons, like in the times where like kings were around, like they were becoming that for the status, the money. And so then it's like a lot of that like has changed, and I think that people just tend to hold like the Catholic Church under like a microscope, but all of that also goes on in other denominations, but people just sometimes tend to turn a blind eye on it.
I think that's on purpose, that it's only the Catholic Church. I mean, Catholic Church is the only church, I mean, founded by Christ. I mean, you can Google it up. There's no other church out there. It's founded by Jesus Christ and the Catholic Church. And there's no reason that, I mean, it makes sense that people are going to always attack it. I mean, it even says in the Bible. But I mean, especially like Protestant denominations, of course they're not going to attack them. They know that, I mean, they're not founded by Jesus Christ. They're founded by a man who lived and who died. We're founded by a man who did live and die, but was also God and resurrected and is in heaven. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you guys... Okay.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, that's a lot from them, because some people say, "Oh, I'm not Catholic because of what they did in the Americas," and that's where I want to tell you. I mean, if you had history class like me, maybe not normal history, but A push like me, you know that yes, Catholics did come to mostly South America, and they did like start treating the natives bad, but it was also a Catholic who was asking for them to be freed. It was Bartolomeo de las Casas.
Bartolomé de las Casas. A Dominican, by the way.
I'm like, I'm like,
because they have their feuds between their religious orders.
yeah. I tell them like, yes, but I'm like, you're human. You've made mistakes, and so are those humans who made those mistakes. So did they, but as again, humans fix their mistakes. and that's it.
Yeah. I think that there's like a rivalry that maybe we could have discussed, but it's like, are you Team Dominicans and the other ones? What was the other one?
Benedictines.
Benedictines? Yeah.
Who's
Which
your
one's better?
favorite?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure we'll get them on it like for forever. Yes, that's their one feud that we always catch them on. Yeah, but no, yes, that's very well said. And just last question, do you guys like diving into like the whole like spirituality, like the spiritual like attacks and like spiritual warfare? Is that something you guys dive into?
Yeah, I really dive into a lot of that, especially the Benedict. I'm going to the Benedictines because what do you call it? There's specifically my confirmation Saint Benedict, his medal. Most of us, I think most of us see it on our crucifix. That medal that's on there, it's the Benedictine crucifix because of that medal that's on the back. There's a whole exorcist chant, right?
Yeah.
And it's very cool because it's all put into that little circle, little initials with the letter and all that. So a lot of that spiritual warfare really interests me, and I read and I've searched up like a lot of. I've told you I was like a lot of exorcists and all that and exorcisms.
Do you listen to the Exorcist Files, the podcast?
No, but
Oh, you should. I don't think it's scary. I think it's definitely you'll get interested because it's led by a true story, like a priestess on there, and he tells like his cases that he has been,
Yeah.
and he's gotten permission and stuff to tell it. And obviously they don't use real names,
Yeah.
but then they also use like the facts, like this saint helped deliver this person.
I kind of like telling people that to get their information from there because most of them be coming up to me like, bro, the Exorcist movie, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, because half, not even half, probably all the Hollywood movies that come out with, uh, like demonic movies, I look at like, yes, I've seen them, and then when I look at them, like, yes, that happens, and yes, that could happen, but Hollywood really wants to, they take out the true spiritual warfare and make it seem more of a scary and movie to bring in more viewers instead of showing what actually happened. Like the Exorcist movie, there's a like I forgot what it was, but they would say there was people who said that there were things that happened that weren't put in the movie and were actually taken out. Like I don't know if they're true or not, but that's where um, studying and going to look into for answers works. But yeah, I just tell people don't get your information
Yeah, not from a
from
movie.
those type of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the Exorcist Files, the podcast, they actually there's an episode that's dedicated to the movie where they talk about it. So I highly recommend it. Like spiritual warfare is not something that should like scare you. Obviously, like it sounds scary, but when there's fear, then it's like ultimately you have to know that God already won that battle for us, and then to not let yourself be frightened because when you're frightened, then that's when you kind of give the demon or anything like authority to enter and stuff like that. So easier said than done. I don't know how I would react, but when I listen to the podcast, then it's just more. I listen to it more for like not fascination. It's because it is, but it's because of like the way that the saints work and all of those things. And I'm like, dang, that's so cool. Like water, holy water could do this, salt, like, and then like the fact that like the priests have that authority to do that, and it's all by the grace of God, and they're just there. So it's definitely like an interesting topic. Can I watch scary movies? No, but I will listen to the podcast. Yes. Okay. So I think that we can wrap up with the saint of the day, unless if there's any last things you guys would like to share.
I just want to share one more thing. Final thing. I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. Like the Saint Benedict medal, like all that is definitely wonderful for like spiritual warfare. But I mean, I think a really good way to like think about spiritual warfare and all those temptations that we all have as Catholics is really through. It's really funny, like through humor. Like I mean, Father Gabriele Moore at the Vatican exorcist. I mean, these pictures of him with the crucifix, and he's just sticking his tongue out. I mean, he just looks at the devil and he's like,
He's like,
You- he sticks out his tongue to the devil. Like he knows who's victorious, and it's Jesus. He knows, and I mean also there's a great saint. I think it was last week or no this week. Saint Philip Neri. He's known as the saint of joy and the saint of humor, and I mean there's a good scene of him when when it's the Virgin Mary appears to Saint Philip Neri, and then he looks at the Virgin Mary, and then he just spits on her. He spits on her, and then the Virgin Mary's like, oh, like that, and she covers, and then she looks at him, and it's actually the devil. It's the devil, and then the devil's like, how'd you know it was me? And he said, you think the Virgin Mary would appear to me a sinner? I mean, he's just humorous. You have to look at the devil. You have to take courage. You know, we know, yes, the devil can do all these things to people, but I mean, Jesus is victorious. He defeated death itself, and we can do it as well.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's so true. Definitely. It's always having that in mind and not letting yourself be struck by fear. And always invoke Mama Mary too. Like, if there's ever times where you become frightened and yeah, and if you feel like you're ever experiencing things that are like seeming a little spooky or something, then maybe try going to confession and definitely talk with a priest. Not everything is always in need of an exorcism, but sometimes it just means that there's some things that aren't in alignment and that can be worked up on. So yes, we might have to do a part 2 where it's just spiritual warfare, which and maybe we can invite others to it. But Halloween edition, imagine. No, yes. But before we wrap up, yes, just thank you guys for being here, and I think that you guys just have so much knowledge. I'm sure if I ask who's better, like the Dominicans, no, rattle it up. But yes, do you guys want to kick us off with the saints of the day?
so today's saint of the day is Saint Elizabeth of Schönau. So she's primarily known as the patron saint against temptations. Additionally, she is the patron saint of Schönau, Germany, and is traditionally venerated as intercessor for those suffering from fevers and sickness. In her early life, she was born 1129 in Germany and entered the double monastery of Schönau at the age of 12. She had her religious profession and she took her final vows as a Benedictine nun in 1147. And she had prophetic visions starting at 1159. Elizabeth experienced dramatic ecstasies, prophecies, and biblical visions, typically during Sunday Mass or holy days of obligation. She had many assaults and temptations in her spiritual path, and it was marked by intense bodily illnesses and severe spiritual warfare, including terrifying diabolical visitations and demonic temptations. But her steadfast endurance through these trials is why she is recognized as a patron against temptations. Elizabeth passed away on June 18th, 1164, and she was never formally canonized through a modern papal process. Her immense popular devotion led to her name being officially added into the Roman Martyrology in 1584.
Wow.
That's it on Saint Elizabeth.
Wow, Saint Elizabeth, pray for us. And wow, she's pretty cool. This was the first time that I've had heard of her, so I think
Benedictine.
And I think that there's like the differences, we should do an episode of where we talk about like the differences, because in this one she's like recognized as a mystic. So then it's like, oh, what is a mystic? What is a saint? What is all of this? Because then there's also the doctors of the Catholic Church. So then it's like so much to dive into. Yes, but. Just once again, thank you both, Chava and Jorge, for joining us here today. Thank you for the way that you live your faith. And I always say you guys should start your own like Instagram page or TikTok, because there's this one guy that pops up where he talks about his life as an altar server and like he shows it, and it's cool because I think like that's like where social media can be beautiful in the sense of like showing that and then interest others to see it. It could be good, it could be bad, all with moderation. And in the comments you always say like, wow, that's really cool, and then they love the way that he shows it. And he goes like, day in my life as an altar server. You guys should do day in my life as an altar Sunday on busy days or on busy holidays. Yeah, but thank you once again for coming, and yes, thank you guys for tuning in. We hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and comment down below Benedictine or Dominican. No, just kidding. Thank you guys. Until next time. Bye.